everybody, it's Guiding Halo here. This is going to be your daily hope for the 29th. Let's see what we can get. Good questions. What can we ask? We're into time of rebirth, transformation, and rising anew. There's going to be a lot coming out in the next while in the world, through our government, through many different ways, even in our lives, even in the mundane small things, even with our pets that have to do with truths, things that have been hidden from us, coming to light. All things in the shadow of the moon, the brightness of a full moon, tend to come to light. So there does tend to be some transition and some endings and new beginnings, because we start to see things from a place of clarity. Yesterday in the Daily Hope, I talked about how we have clogged pipes a lot of times in our communication, and we think we're being clear, but very possibly we're not. And someone could hear something completely different from us as to how we intended it to be, and vice versa. Okay, so let's keep an open mind. Let's move forward. Let's remember that our dreams are absolutely being fulfilled. They're inevitable. Your dreams coming true are inevitable, because what you put your intentions to is what grows. Remember, your intention of pure joy is what is the beginning phases of creation. The beginning stages of anything, if you are to manifest it, should be from pure joy. Joy in the moment. Yeah. All right. Woo! Cards are flying everywhere. Knowledge. We have knowledge. We have radical acceptance. 15, 5. We have the moon, which is 32, which comes to a 5. And the last card that flipped is we have communion, which is also reduces to a 5. Isn't that interesting? Told you. Massive changes are coming, my friends. Massive change. Conflict, competing goals, competing ideas, how we're going to move forward, what we're going to do, which way things are going to be solved, which way they are not. And yeah, it's going to be a time of revolutionary blessings. The reason I say that is because when the revolution happens, even within ourselves, or changes happen within ourselves or our ideas, we don't necessarily see them as blessings instantaneously. However, that's what comes on the outset. Now this is a 15, which equals a 6. So in the middle of all this 5 energy, we have a 6. So all of this conflict, whichever it's about, is to bring balance to situations in our lives, people in our lives, the world in general, the world as a whole. All right, let's read these. I've not used these cards for a while. They're beautiful. Let's read the first one here. Radical Acceptance, card number 15. Card number 15, Radical Acceptance. I wonder what that's about. I'm thinking it could be a lot about just accepting where you're at, or should you, is the question. When you see this, see life as a battleground, you lose sight of a more easeful way to be in the world. You can stand in the middle of the chaos and allow yourself to center in the quiet hum. In the eye of the storm, let the peace of Freya, the Norse goddess of war, enter your mind. Amid the flurry of battle, she came to collect the fallen and bring them to a place of rest and recuperation. Freya is here to remind you that the acceptance of defeat is not the end. She offers the gift of acceptance, the knowing that there is nothing to resist now. See your world at face value and look into it with discernment. When you see with great clarity, not taking this world so personally, you will not have to fight at all. If you take full stock of your conditions, surrendering to what is, you can move to higher ground, begin again, or wait until the drama dies down on its own. You are the strongest, most grounded, and most powerful when you remember this is the strategy the goddess Freya offers in your support. Failure and disappointment are parts of life. that few want to accept. Perhaps a job you want doesn't come through. A lover you thought was the one betrays your hopes and expectations. Or maybe your kids are acting out. Maybe a long-term creative project didn't yield the success you dearly hoped for, or perhaps you were hurt by someone for no apparent reason. Goddess of war and radical acceptance, Freya says, have no fear, this is only temporary. Now is not the time to linger in perceptions of low self-worth. Your alignment task is to accept the truth wholeheartedly and see your situation exactly for what it is. She will bring you to a place of surrender where you have time to heal. Freya knows that you will emerge stronger and wiser. Only good will come out of this. Trust the goddess Freya is watching over you. Look at that. So whoever goes through these challenging times right now with the closures and the endings and even the beginnings that can be incredibly hard and difficult, to know that radical acceptance is the key to stepping into it. A lot of that radical acceptance comes from the heels of knowledge. So let's find out about the card knowledge, which is, again, a 5, card number 5. Athena, the Greek goddess of intellect and strategy, says, knowledge is power, and you are in a perfect position to gain greater clarity at this time. Your hard work is paying off, and everything you have learned about life has brought you to this moment in time. Your knowledge, logical choices, and intentions are aligned with divine will. Your intellect is keen, and your mind is clear. You know what you have to do. Right now, the world is making sense. You don't have to question or debate it. You can take things at face value. If you think it adds up, that's because it does. Have courage, my love. Your most precious dreams are within reach. The goddess Athena will help. Sometimes logic just isn't enough to determine the truth of your situation. Right now, things don't add up, perhaps, or make sense, so you may find yourself distrustful. Ingenuity and curiosity are called for as you face the unknown. Don't jump to conclusions. All the information has yet to be revealed, and it won't come by force nor by overthinking and analyzing. Athena offers you the alignment task of releasing any projected story or expectations and accepting that you don't have all the facts needed to make an informed choice. Ask for clarity, remain open and receptive, then wait for the will of the divine to respond. This is the correct and most beneficial strategy now, and the goddess Athena is ever present to help. So there's something here that someone's not seeing, obviously, with the moon card. Radical acceptance of things maybe not turning out the way they were supposed to or the way you wanted them to, but do not make judgments as of yet. Let's read the moon card. 32. I was just thinking that I should probably post this instead of for today for the full moon, or post it as a video as a daily hope, but also post it as a collective reading because it seems so powerful and poignant for what's going to be happening soon. The moon. Mama Kila, the Incan goddess of the moon, presides over the power of cycles of seasons. The moon rules the night sky, returning full 13 times in a year. The ancients marked time by the moon to know when to plant, when to harvest, when to store food, and when to celebrate fertility. Right now, you are invited to see what is familiar and decide whether you need to improve on it or leave things as they are. The answer to your inquiry can be found in timing of things and the cycles you're in. You can apply the idea of natural cycles to relationship, creative projects, personal growth, and more. If you are honest with yourself, you will see there is no way to control these cycles, only to use the creative energy they offer to help you. If your relationship is unclear yet brimming with potential, you might turn to the new moon energy to show up in the spring cycle of life. In this case, you just need to allow the relationship to grow naturally and be clear in your intentions. When your outer world seems to be slowing down with obstacles rising up and temporarily blocking your every move, do not put up resistance. Instead, take advantage of the need to rest and recalibrate your intentions as you wait for the cycle to change. No matter what, like the cycles of the moon, there is divine order in everything that is happening in your life right now. Once you know this, the goddess Mama Kila welcomes you to her divine moon dance of co-creation. Sometimes you feel out of sync with life, frustrated with the universe isn't providing you with what you desire. Do you want what you want exactly how you want and when you want it, and feel like the goddess is ignoring you? You may be wanting something to happen faster than it's meant to occur. Remember, the conditions of your life are temporal and ever-changing. Maybe you've just been unaware of the cycles you're in, and so you've been missing the signals. The moon goddess Mama Kila knows the cycles immediately, and she'll know when it's time for the next phase, or she'll let you know when it's time for the next phase. Mama Kila is always on track with the cycles of creation, and you must trust this wisdom. Her alignment task for you is to recognize and work with the natural cycles you are in. You will be amazed as aligning with the rhythm of the universe allows you to once again co-create consciously and surrender to life on life's terms. What a beautiful dance when Mama Kila offers you her support. So, waiting for the full moon cycle, waiting for the full moon maybe to have clarity, or perhaps this new moon we just went through, the 22nd of April, is really helping some people come into new understanding, clarity that could be difficult to deal with nonetheless, or actually could in some way radically help you accept the knowledge you've been given and to move forward. There's some sort of radical acceptance going on here. Card number 23, Ishtar, Communion. I don't usually pull all of these cards like this to read, but today I felt very called to. Your intimate relationship with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. It's time to commune with the great goddess. The aspect of conscious universe is in her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle as it opens up and communicates everything you need in the form of signs, omens, and messages. Now is the time to pay attention to synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. The Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar reminds you of the time in her ancient temples where her priestesses served as oracles, communing with the goddess and imparting wisdom to the people who sought guidance. Look at everything in your life as an opportunity for communion, losing the need for self-centeredness, connecting to Source in a sacred, intimate way. You will not pray on your knees as a supplicant. You will engage the great goddess as a partner in co-creation, participating in the making of worlds. No one needs to rescue you when you act empowered, aware, and awake to the wondrous miracle you're part of. When you refuse to see the signs, it can ultimately take you down a path you really don't want to be on. When red flags indicate something is not quite right, it's not a sign to jump in with both feet. It says, this is not for you, this is not yet, this is to be revealed. If you choose to move forward stubbornly, you could find yourself back in an old lesson you'd rather not face again. When you are attached to an outcome and unable to see other options, you might say, the oracle said this wasn't in my best interests, but I'm going to do it anyway. The truth is that the goddess Ishtar is offering this alignment task for you now. Trust that the wisdom in the universe will provide with perfect form, but in divine timing. This means you might have to wait for a while, reconnect to your partnership with the goddess, and trust that you will not be left behind. This connection is at the core of everything. Of everything. Divine timing is absolutely at the core of every single thing. Every single thing. All of the gifts that the divine has for us, all of the love the divine has for us, anything that we come across is absolutely at divine timing. So I just saw the 8 of Cups, someone wanting to walk away. But do you know everything as of yet? Let's find out a little bit about this knowledge card, card number 5. Knowledge, finding out more things, wanting to take the leap of faith based on the knowledge you have. Someone really wants to take that leap of faith and create massive change. But I just saw the Temperance card, which is about divine timing, having patience. Yes, you have the knowledge, But is it divine timing, and will it work out as beautifully as it could if you move too quickly? Someone would like to communicate. That's what it's about. Someone would like to bring communication forward, but it is divinely timed. Now is not the time to bring that communication forward. See, wanting to take a leap of faith towards a new start. Feeling you have everything you need in knowledge to do so. Absolutely. But see, on the flip side of it, what you're not seeing is there's emotional, chaotic times. Someone is blocking their heart chakra. You know, they're juggling a lot right now and moving away from rough waters to calm waters. With this energy going on, there's nothing calm about the waters this person is in or has been in. So I understand the need for the new start, or the wanting to have the new start and wanting the waters to ease off, to stop. But you're actually being asked to wait here. What's the overall energy? What should they do with this knowledge card here and all of this wanting to have the new starts to calm down the waters that are going within? What's the outcome if they take this leap of faith? Communication to the Empress, because you want to create. But see, there you go. Somebody is guarded and there will be conflict. You will not get the whole truth of someone's emotions right now, and it may cause an ending more so than anything, which, you know, could be a victory for somebody. Maybe it's a victory for you, but why have to go through all of that when you may not have to? So that's the outcome, okay? If you trudge forward and lead forward, you'll be ending up turning your back on things and heading in a new direction to have your ships come in. The Moon card. Let's get some answers cards. Something about the Moon card. Tell us a little bit what's going to be going on at the moon here. Full moon coming up between the new moon and full moon. 22nd was new moon, I believe, and full moon's on May 7th. Moving forward at a very fast pace. Someone could definitely be dealing with a water sign, or there's something to deal with a vehicle. This is divine movement forward, and it would be the end of a cycle and start of a brand new one. I'm getting that whoever wants to take this leap of faith right now should not do it, because the divine is working on somebody's on this side to bring the movement forward. For some reason, it's important that they do that. To end a cycle and start a new one. Perhaps this person isn't used to fighting for what it is they want or going after what it is they want. Things come to them easily, perhaps. Maybe that's part of what the divine is working with them on, and we don't want to move too quickly. Yeah, see, look, see, there's the Three of Wands coming out again. The Empress again. Communication and an ending. Right? So be careful about what it is you're doing here and how fast you do it. Joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path towards enlightenment. Maybe you've decided what you wanted, but the other person or the other situation on this side where the moon is concerned, around the moon, full moon, you know, you may feel differently. You may feel differently by then, because more information and knowledge will come to you. It's about radical acceptance of exactly what's going on right now. Not wanting to give up. See, there's somebody who's not wanting to give up. Possibly they're battle worn, they're tired, they're weary, and if you come at them when they're in this energy, it could be a rough scenario. So what are we seeing in this situation? There's been absolute heartache. There's hurt. There's someone grieving. Could be even blaming others for what's going on. Wanting to come in and communicate. Look at that. Wanting to share their passions, but yet their passions are coming from this energy, right? The horses are going this way. That's why I'm saying their passions coming from this energy. Their truth is coming from this energy. So until they can change what energy they're based in, it's not going to work feasibly, that's for sure. It's going to be very difficult. See, and then the Queen of Swords sitting there waiting for all this to come is ready just to chop it all off. Perhaps it's best to go into hermit mode. Could be dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, and Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Communication coming in that may be thwarted, or perhaps someone stopped communication from coming forward that was going to come forward. What you're not seeing in this situation is that there's divine timing for when it's time to buckle down and get the work done. Okay, so it's about divine timing here. Focus on yourself. Focus on doing the work by yourself. This is somebody working by themselves, you know, and allow for divine timing to step in. I'm putting these cards all back because there's just so many to lay out here. I want one more card to go with this, the Chariot. So it's about achievement and stepping through something, and perhaps you're being held back right now for absolute divine reason. Maybe you feel like, nope, I'm not. I'm going to move ahead. Just like that card said, I'm going to take that step and I'm going to go ahead anyway. Just like this says here, you know, but now would be the time to wait it out. Radical acceptance of where things are at will bring balance to the situation. One more card, please. See? Nurturing, growing, learning. It's about understanding that there's a process. Everything is in process and everything is in due time and everything has its cycle. Not surprising this all came out under the Moon card. All right, let's find out about this. Communion. I believe communion is coming. You will be talking to these people about whatever is going on. But when you do, you want to be in an energy of your ships have already come in. It's almost like I am good regardless of what happens. That's the energy you want to be in. You want to be in the energy of I am good regardless of what happens. I see my ships coming in. I just got that song in my head, With or Without You. The song says, I can't live with or without you, but we want you to be good with or without them. And then look what happens. The Two of Cups. When you sit there in radical acceptance and understand everybody's on their journey, where they're at, and that it takes time to nourish something, it takes time for people to deal with the emotions they're dealing with, that's when you can have the radical acceptance and understand that all things are for divine reason. Perhaps somebody has walked away from a situation, or you want to fix something in a hurry because you fear a total loss otherwise. But the best thing to do at this point is to have radical acceptance of where everybody's at. Understand that in divine timing it will all come back around. And know that your soul will feel absolutely when that divine timing is. Look at that. We have celebration. We have a wish granted. We have the Hierophant. This is a very spiritual situation we're dealing with. Radical acceptance of what everything is going on right now is for divine purpose. All up in your feels about that situation. Absolute fair and just decisions. Someone could be dealing with a Libra. Look at that again. Someone on their trusty steed coming to offer something emotional. And we have the Queen of Swords sitting there looking at it all. This is the card of second chances. This is the Queen who would give second chances. Because what most people don't realize is under that tough exterior, we have a Queen who knows all about what? Unconditional love. But do yourself a solid if you're the other person in this situation. Come at this person correct. Come at her correct. Admit your weaknesses, admit your strengths, and maybe even admit you don't even know all your weaknesses and you don't even know all your strengths. But, you know, tell them, him or her, that you're willing to learn. I would say that if this person would like to hear anything from anybody, it's not that I'm a failure, I can't do this. She will not put up with victim mode. She will not put up with I know best and you don't. She will put up with anything that is balanced. Listen, I don't know how to move forward with this. I don't know exactly what to do. I know I did things wrong. We've all done things wrong here. But somehow, I'd like to fix the situation to bring it to a place where we can at least have balance. We can at least compromise. If we cannot compromise, we can learn how to sway with the ebb and flow so that everybody ends up celebrating their wishes granted in a very spiritual way, having emotional communion together, and having fair and just decisions for everybody. Because that's what's on the table here. That's what's on the table here. Anyways, this is your daily hope, I guess. Well, for whenever it resonates for you, I'm going to put it up as a collective daily hope. I love you guys. I'll talk to you again soon. Blessings.